In maths this week, we have been looking at pattern, and Mr. Noble has been doing a great job of showing us patterns all around the place, in the house, outside in nature, in cities, in the countryside, everywhere. I thought it would be a good time to look at pattern in music and kind of go back a little bit and look at our drumming that we did when we were putting on our military tattoo in term 1 and take that on a step in the house. Now for this lesson, you're not going to need too much. You're going to need 2 sticks of some kind. You could use pencils, use pens. I have straws. These are bamboo straws that I'm using. 2 long things that you can hold in your hands. You're going to need a good surface. You're going to need a cup or plastic tub or something. This is just a plastic bowl that I've got. And a floor. Now, you'll probably remember from our beatbox lesson earlier during our remote learning time that we looked at 3 parts of the drum kit. We looked at the bass drum, the snare drum, and the hi-hat. So how are we going to recreate this here? Well, the hi-hat has that tinny sound, so that's going to be our worktop surface. So, the bass drum has that thumpy, kicky sound. So for that, we're just going to stamp with our foot. There you go, that gives like a boom, boom, boom. And finally, the snare drum, that has kind of like a crack to it, like a snap. And so hitting the back of a plastic pot or a cup or whatever gives you that. So we've got hi-hat, bass drum, and snare. Now I know what you're thinking. Great, kind of making drum sounds. Where's the pattern going to come into this? Well, here is a wee snapshot of a piece of drum music, or what we call drum notation. So this would actually tell a drummer what they are to play. Now we could call it a rhythm, we could call it a beat, but what it actually is a drum pattern. And you'll see it's a repeating pattern that goes on and on and on to create music. So let's strip it back and actually see what we're looking at there. So music is written on something called a stave. Here it is. And it's the same for piano, for cello, for saxophone, xylophone, and drums. All music is written on a stave. Now, the only difference is the things at the start. With drum music, what we have is, we have 4/4, which means there's 4 beats in every bar. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. We've got a repeating pattern there already, don't we? And what it is if we place different notes on different parts of the stave, they mean a different thing. And it tells the player what they are to play on that beat of the bar. So the first thing I'm going to do is add in the hi-hat. Now the hi-hat would be along this line here, and it's usually written with an X. So I'm just going to put a hi-hat on every beat. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then to show that it's a single note, I'm just going to put a line coming up. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4. Sounds like this. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. At this point, it's definitely, if you haven't done it already, it's a good point to pause the video. Get your drum kit set up. Go and get yourself something to write on and write out your stave. Can you write in 4 hi-hat beats and then play it in time? 1, 2, 3, and 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Pause the video, get that set up, give it a go now. Now, provided you've done that, okay, I'm going to move on now and we're going to add in our bass drum. Can you not? No. Here it is, look. There's my bass drum. Now, the bass drum would be represented on this space here between these 2 lines. So when I'm making my pattern, I'm going to play the bass drum for 1 beat on the first beat of the bar. So it looks a bit like that. 1 bass drum beat, and that's it. So if I'm to play this, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, and add in my bass drum, I've got 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Pause the video, add in your bass drum onto your stave on the first beat of the bar for 1 note, and then try and play it. So that's our hi-hat. That's our bass drum. There's one drum missing, isn't there? What drum is that? There it is. It's the snare drum. Yeah, sounds like this. That kind of crack, snap sound. Now, snare drums are shown here, in between these lines somewhere. So I'm going to add a snare drum single beat on beat 3. My pen's running out. Need to get back to school to get some new pens for the whiteboard. There we go, just like that. For this drum pattern now, we've got 4 beats of the hi-hat. 1, 2, 3, 4. Got our bass drum, sadly you can't see my foot. Set it up as best I can on beat 1. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now on beat 3, with our other hand, we're going to hit our snare drum on beat 3. So if I take it very slow, we'll have 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. You want to play along with this time, okay? So get your drums ready. Get your drums, get your hi-hat, snare, make sure your bass drum, you've got something to thump on. We'll play it together. We'll go 1, 2, 3, and 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. What I'll do is I'll slow it right down once, then we'll speed it up once. So you ready again? We'll slow it right down. We'll go 1, 2, 3, and 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Excellent stuff. Right, let's speed it up a wee bit. Okay. 1, 2, 3, and 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Excellent stuff. Now, yeah, we've been learning to play the drums there, but did you realise that you were playing a pattern? Did you notice that? 1, 2, 3, 4. It was the same pattern over and over again. Have a look at it. See, it's a repeating pattern. Every bar, we have the same beats. It's a pattern. And that's what drumming is. It's all about patterns. Check out some of these. Did you notice they were all repeating patterns? Patterns can be found throughout music and especially in drum music. So this pattern here is what we call a basic rock beat. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Sped up sounds like. Okay, and that goes along with most rock tunes, most pop tunes as well. But you might want to change it up a little bit. So what I've got here now is I've got 4 bars of drum music. And I've gone with a pattern again, but this time I've added a double kick drum beat. That's boom, boom, on the first beat of the second bar. If I was to play that now, 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. It's very difficult to try and play and stamp my foot loud enough that you can hear it. You don't need to stamp your foot, you can just tap your foot if you want. I need to be here so you can hear. Speeding that up though, starting at 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. There we go. So draw yourself out a stave. Remember that there's 1, 2, 3, 4 beats in every bar. Okay, draw yourself out a stave and then add in those drum beats wherever you want. You've got your bass, your snare, and your hi-hat. You could try and play this rock rhythm, of course. You could practice that. You could make up your own one as well. You could add in different beats wherever you want them to. I would love to see what you create, what you come up with, what patterns you're making, and if you were able to record yourself drumming, that would be amazing. Give it a go.